with Kiddos Corral, and for today's Sunday Simple Supper, and this is a bread recipe. I have been getting a lot of questions asking me if I have any recipes for healthy bread, and as you guys know, I have a honey oat bread that is under my Sunday Simple Supper playlist that is very healthy and there's no sugar in it, and I will link that in the description box down below. What I like to do is I like to start with, I'm going to use my KitchenAid, but if you don't have a KitchenAid, you can mix all of these ingredients by hand, but you want to whisk together your dry ingredients and you want to combine all of your wet and then combine them all together, reserving the oatmeal and the oats and the blueberries for last, because you don't want to overmix those in this recipe. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So the first thing that I want to add to my mixer are my 2 eggs. And that is my little beeper going off telling me that my butter is up here and ready. Now you want to melt your butter, but you do not want it scalding hot, so allow your butter to cool. I'm going to go ahead and add my butter, and I'm just going to use my whisk here that I use to get out my other ingredient, which I'll show you next. Which is 1 cup of Greek yogurt. I love Greek yogurt. I don't go very many days without eating some because I think it has a lot of good things for you. And it's very filling. Greek yogurt has a lot of proteins in it, and it's also a really good natural probiotic. So it's awesome to eat. I also want to put in here a teaspoon, that is if I can get this open, of vanilla extract. And the better quality, the better your bread will taste. So a teaspoon of vanilla. And I just want to put my whisk on and go ahead and mix this up. You also want to preheat your oven at 375 degrees, and this bread will take 50 to 55 minutes to bake. I'm going to combine these ingredients really well. Okay, now I'm in a second bowl, and I'm going to show you guys what dry ingredients you're going to need. I've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and then you want a teaspoon of salt. You want 2 teaspoons of baking powder. You want to make sure you get all of that in there because that's what's going to help your stuff rise. And then you want to combine that together with a whisk. And this just makes sure that your baking powder is good and combined in there. In my 1 cup of sugar. And I want to combine that as well. Okay, you're looking at my wet ingredients, and now I'm just going to pour in all of my dry ingredients into this mixer. You can do it a little at a time. I'm just going to pour it all in there at once. And I'm going to start my mixer on low because otherwise it's going to puff and go everywhere. At this point, I'm going to add in my 1/2 cup of oats. This is just a 1/2 cup of quick oats. 1 cup of blueberries. Now, if you can get fresh blueberries where you are at and they are good and sweet, you are lucky because it's winter here and there is no good blueberries on the shelf. So I'm breaking the rules on this recipe. You really are supposed to use fresh. But when I can't find fresh, I use frozen. And then I have a tablespoon, of all-purpose flour, and I am going to sprinkle that over my blueberries. And I'm going to get a spoon to combine that. This keeps your blueberries from sinking to the bottom of your loaf pan when you bake. And it also, I feel like it draws a little bit of the moisture because I'm using frozen and they do have a little bit more juice in them, and I think that it helps kind of help the bread to do better just by adding a little bit of flour. To combine my blueberries in my mixture here, but you do not want to overmix, because if you do, it just will not, it won't do as good. It won't be as pretty, and you don't want to squish these blueberries to death. You just want them combined in there lightly. Yes, a 9x5 loaf pan. You can spray it and line it with parchment, or you can do what I'm doing, and that is to save on calories and everything. I'm just going to generously grease my loaf pan with coconut oil, and I'm using a glass pan. So I want to just combine these, and that should be good enough. I'm going to grease my loaf pan, and then I'm going to pour my batter into my loaf pan, and it'll be time to bake. Okay, there is the bread, and it is ready to go into the oven. And like I said, it'll be 50 to 55 minutes. I just pulled my blueberry oat bread out of the oven. My house smells so delicious right now. And I'm just going to simply just let this cool in the loaf pan for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to take it out and put it on a rack. I hope you guys enjoyed this Sunday Simple Supper. Thanks so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. You do want to allow this bread to cool completely before you slice it, because it's kind of a crumbly bread, and if you slice it too soon, it's just going to break up. But if you can't resist, go ahead and enjoy. I don't mind that it crumbles. It is over the top delicious, and I'm not sure that I can wait, because I've had a couple children come out here and ask me what I'm baking in the oven. So I have a feeling this is going to get ate up before I know it. Hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday, and I'll be talking to you guys again soon.